Prospology. It's a word and company that is changing the freelance writing game. And joining us now is Prospology's CEO, Sophie Ash. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you,
Am
Brian.
I getting it right? Tell me about this Prospology.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let's talk about it. So we're talking about helping people start freelance medical writing business. And for those watching who may never even heard of this before, can you start by just kind of giving me kind of a brief overview of what this all entails?
Yes. So essentially, a medical writer is somebody who communicates the science to a different audience. So it could be a healthcare audience, it could be a patient audience. But essentially what you're doing is you're looking through scientific literature, you're analyzing the data, and you're seeing what does the science say, and then putting it together in a way that allows you to communicate that to different people. So primarily you're working independently as a freelancer, but you may have calls with clients if you're working on a bigger project or collaborating in some way. So it's something that you can do from home remotely on your own schedule. And for someone with a science background, it's really appealing.
I was going to say, I would think you'd need some type of science background for this. So let's talk about some of the opportunities and benefits that maybe a freelance medical writing might offer to someone with that type of background. It's a kind of different avenue to take a career.
Yeah. So the main benefit is the freedom-focused lifestyle that you can have as someone who works for yourself. And so, you manage your own schedule, you work from anywhere. But there's a few kind of, I would say, groups of people that benefit the most from this profession. One is like parents. So if you have young kids at home, you want to spend more time with them, take them to school, what have you, you can still do that and you can work around that. Another group would be like young people who really like traveling and they want to be on the go and they can pick up their laptop and work on a train or at a friend's place or a cafe or something like that. And the other group is like older adults. So let's say you're getting closer to retirement and you don't want to stop working. You want to keep doing a little bit here and there and still bring in some money. But maybe you don't want to do full-time hours anymore because it's harder on your body and your mind. So yeah.
So this is an opportunity for a lot of different diverse groups, I guess is what you're saying.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's talk about a few examples of some maybe interesting projects that a freelance medical writer might be working on in their business.
Yeah, so for example, you could be working with a biotech company. Let's say they did some market research and they found some really interesting statistics or data. You could interview the CEO and you could kind of compile everything and produce like a report for their team or some marketing material that they could use, like an infographic, for example. If there was a congress coming up, like in oncology, for example, you'd have scientists who want to present their findings. So you could create a slide deck and some speaker notes for the congress. There's patient-focused materials that you can do as well, like brochures or video scripts. So let's say you have a group of patients who've just been diagnosed with something like sickle cell anemia. They don't really know what's going on, so they need a medical specialist to communicate that.
I think it's really helpful. I kind of take it from the scientific to maybe more day-to-day understanding.
Yes.
Let's talk really quickly about other skills or qualifications you may need to excel. Obviously, you need to have some kind of medical background, but also be a good communicator and a good writer, I assume.
Yeah, being a good writer is definitely a big plus. I mean, you can develop it, obviously, with coaching and support, and some kind of science or medical background. But what's great is that you don't need any specific credentials or experience to have success in the field. I'd say one of the most important things to have is a really good work ethic, because you're going to be self-employed. So you obviously have to manage client expectations and deadlines. And if you're working from home and you have people maybe distracting you or like pets or kids or what have you running around, like you need to be able to stay focused on getting your work done. So that's the main thing really. And then if you have any transferable skills, like if you worked in clinical practice and you've had experience counseling patients or working with other healthcare professionals, then all of that can be brought to your business as well.
Okay, so real quick to wrap it up here, how can viewers who want to pursue this, kind of break into the field? What's an easiest way, or what's the path?
Yeah, so at Prospology, we offer business coaching services. We have a community of people who are all starting their business, so you don't need to have any prior experience or any paid written work that you've done before. We'll help them with branding, getting their business off the ground, finding clients, putting themselves out there, and just building confidence as an entrepreneur.
All right, Sophie Ash, thank you so much for your insight here today.
Thank you.